Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another Astro Chart with your boy Cardin Guzzi. I'm your boy Guzzi, and today we'll be talking about the blood moon that is coming on July 27th. Everyone's talking about it. Everybody feels, the shift about to happen. But how much do we really know? I'm here to help out, those who don't really know about what's going on, just a crash course on the moon. So just so you weren't aware, just in case if you weren't aware, we are in Leo season. Shout out to my Leos, my Lions, July and August babies. This is the month of passion, intensity, wholeheartedness, a lot of pride, a little ego, but all the warm components that make Leo season as fiery and amazing as it is. Uh, with that being said, we are stepping into a lunar eclipse. I believe we had an eclipse on July 12th. If you need any reference for what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Start with the SpaceX conversation. That kind of just talks about how the veil has been lifted and we're stepping into a new consciousness, aka the age of Aquarius. And from that, I would click on the Cancer Capricorn eclipse chat and then this chat. So just to get like a little reference as to how we got to the blood moon, aka lunar eclipse on July 27th. So what is the blood moon? How does it work? What's happening? So what is happening is because the moon is the planet, it has a rotation, right? So it's rotating behind the Earth at this point on the 27th of July. So it will be passing through the shadow that is the Earth, and essentially having a cast over it that'll be, blood color. So hence the blood moon, lunar eclipse, etc. So if you are not aware, the moon does control, the water here on Earth. It controls part of our emotions, people's conscious. They say if the full moon is out, all the crazies are out. That's just because, the way the moon mirrors energy, kind of, it's the feminine, where the sun is the masculine, the moon is the feminine. It holds more of the feminine energy. It holds more of the nurturing energy. It holds, a little bit of our shadows as well as the shadow self. Again, if you need any reference, check the video before this. I did a whole video on the shadow self. I would recommend watching that before you watch this, just to get an understanding of how you can prepare for the blood moon and what to do once it's here. Just to continue with the conversation of the blood moon, it's still a moon phase, right? So it's like similar to the full moon. Well, it is a full moon. Typical full moon energy where you can set intentions. It's going to be great change. It symbolizes new beginnings, new change. Intuition is going to be an all-time high. The only difference with the blood moon is that it'll just be intensified realistically because there's an eclipse behind it as well. So it's the typical full moon phase attached to a eclipse. So it's double all this the eclipse is doing is magnifying the full moon energy that already exists. So if you were looking for change, if you were looking for a new beginning, if you were looking for just a strip of everything that you have known, here it comes. It is here now. It is here to say hello. Um, yeah, so that's kind of why this blood moon is a little bit more significant um, than the typical moon phase. Because again, it's attached to an eclipse, as well as it's being in the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment, the age of just new innovation. I feel like this energy that's on its way to bring about great change is going to be change like we've never seen before. Whether it's change in our social structures, whether it's change in how we build relationships, whether it's change in our currency, it's just going to bring new innovative ideas regarding change. And again, the blood moon, this happens quite a few times throughout history. There's even mention of the blood moon in the Bible. They did reference it towards the end of the world, but I don't think it was that dramatic because the world is still right here. So I think it's more of a situation of ending of the world as we know it. So everything that we have once believed and this is concrete will kind of be smeared a little bit. Examples already happening now is given pick an industry where everyone's kind of just getting exposed. You know what I mean? Just pick an industry, everybody just getting exposed. Just go, because we're trying to get to weed out the things that we don't need in our lives anymore. So by kind of just picking through and seeing what is kind of happening, what is already flowing. Like, oh, well, that doesn't work. Bye, we don't need it. Let's see what else is left. Oh, this doesn't work. Bye, we don't need it. Just so we can create the space for new things to actually flourish through. You know what I mean? In the cosmic balance that is the world, there needs to be empty space in order for it to be filled. So if you've been feeling empty, if you've been doubting yourself, if you feel like just looking for a change, things are going to start leaving your life that no longer suit you, that no longer need to be there because there's new things on its way. In order for you to accept these new things, the old things have to be a thing of the past, essentially. And just as a reminder, again, if you need some reference, I really would suggest looking at the videos before, where I mentioned where the veil is being lifted, the age of Aquarius. I just kind of mentioned everything I just spoke about now. I also talked a little bit about the eclipse in Cancer, and I want to talk about this now only for the sake that I feel like the eclipse in Cancer was kind of like a cosmic reveal. It kind of brought things to light that that we needed to know for our own lives, whether it be internally things that we needed to know, or externally, like people were just kind of coming in and filtering what we needed to hear in that moment, just to be more aware and enlightened in our lives about what's going on, who and what we need to be involved in and what we don't. So I think fast forward to now, with the blood moon on its way, now this energy is kind of like gonna release. It's just gonna come out. It's just gonna release. So like if you did the work leading up to it, it won't be a situation where you're like, oh well, I've already dealt with this. Why is it coming up again? Because I do want to mention we do have retrogrades surrounding this eclipse. We have a Mercury retrograde right before, and then I believe a week or so after the eclipse, we have a retrograde in Mars. So with the retrogrades surrounding the eclipse, the energy is going to be, again, very heightened, very energetic, very potent, very, very potent, because again, it's in Leo season. So it's just going to be boom, I'm here, boom, I'm here, boom, I'm here. And the retrogrades are about the past and bringing up the past and bringing up past lessons to make sure you learn through them and, again, look for opportunities to make them better. So with the retrograde bringing up past energy and the explosive Leo energy be just being, Leo energy mixed with the moon, mixed with another retrograde. It's going to be a heightened, potent kind of energy, a heightened, potent couple of months. So it's just really about finding that focus, doing the work that needs to be done so that when these situations arise, you are prepared. Again, if you've reached a place of meditation and self-love, it'll be easier to transition through the energies that's going to be abundantly coming through your life. And again, never forget balance. Like as things come, things go. As greatness comes, so does not so greatness. Like it's just a matter of balance and give and receive, yin and yang. As so above is below. Like it's just a way to restore balance to life. So for the retrogrades that are surrounding the eclipse, I kind of want to talk a little bit about them as well, because it's in Mercury and it is in Mars. Now Mercury has retrogrades several times throughout the year. I believe like we're all kind of just used to how that energy is. Everybody's kind of a little bit more confused. Communication's off a little bit. Everything is kind of like, it's like a stop and go. You try something, it doesn't really work out. You can try again, it doesn't really work out. Like it's Mercury retrograde is very jagged, if you will. Whereas Mars, it's more aggressive. It's more sensual, has kind of a sexual energy behind it. Whereas like the Mars retrograde, like let me tell you this: if you're trying to get pregnant, start getting pregnant. I mean, don't do it on the blood moon, but like I would say around August, the first week of August, like obviously check if you're ovulating, whatever, but start getting pregnant. Now's the time. There's so much abundant. There's so much abundant energy. Might as well go for it. But anyway, it's going to go for Mercury retrograde, which is happening right now currently. It's going to be a retrograde of pushback, and it kind of leads up to the blood moon. Then the blood moon is going to come, and then it's going to kind of just do the biggest shift we've ever seen. Like it'll be a shift in cosmic energy, karmic energy, a shift in social social structures. It'll just be a really big shift. And then that'll just like release kind of a lot of energy. I think with each full moon, the veil kind of lifts a little bit more, a little bit higher. Energies get released. People just like are just in a state of I'm ready to accept new beginnings, so they release and shed their old. So once that is released and there's just energy flying around, people who are not operating and trailing at a certain frequency can pick up on some of these, low frequency energies. And then, like I said, it's about balance. So there has to be some bad in order for there to be some good. So, I just want to make sure everyone's prepared on how to channel the right frequencies so they can have, the right abundances for their greatest and highest good. Because our intuition is going to become more clear. Our intuition is going to become more intense. The change that is here essentially is going to be intense. It's going to be heavy on the heart. It's going to hurt. There's going to be growing pains. Anytime there is change, there is going to be growing pains. I just think it's important to remember, like, one, we share these pains together. That's definitely number one. Two, you don't have to go through these pains alone. And three, it's going to get better. As long as there is a vessel in life, there's always opportunity that is going to make the situation better. It's with, just believing in yourself and your abilities and understanding what is happening around you and how you can fit in to change the world that you see in front of you. Because again, I think we've been in a time of great manifestation for quite a few months now, where manifestation has been at an all-time high. Like, once you want something, it'll appear before you. If you have an instinct about something, a few days or weeks later, you're just like, oh, I remember I was like just talking about that, or just thinking about that. We're getting to a period of more intuition, of more enlightenment, of more manifestation, and essentially just being more powerful beings and being able to, use these powers to create the world that we want around us. Yeah, that's just the breakdown of the blood moon. We mentioned, what it means to be a moon phase, the kind of energy it's going to bring, the energy that's surrounding it, and kind of how to just navigate through, One big recommendation, if you start using your protective, herbs, keep you safe from those energies and frequencies that are not for your greatest and highest good. It's just as simple as, burning cinnamon just to protect your home. Simple as that. Again, but if you want actual, like, recipes and remedies, let me know. But thank you again so much. Thank you for tuning in to another Astro Chat with your boy Cardinal Boozy. Until next time, until the next energy burst. Subscribe.